choosing a soldering iron from the many available, remember this simple rule. The bigger the job, the higher the wattage needed. Too little heat results in a bad connection, and too much heat can damage components. Soldering components to a PC board is a small task, so we have chosen a 12-watt soldering iron. You will need a stand for your soldering iron. Choose a stand with a holder for a wet sponge. This sponge is needed to clean the tip on your soldering iron. Of course, you will need some rosin core solder. For this job, choose solder with a small diameter. Allow your soldering iron to heat for a minute or two. Then melt solder on the tip to coat it uniformly. Wipe the excess solder from the tip with your wet sponge. This process is called tinning the tip, and it is done to promote heat transfer. Heat the connection with the hot soldering iron, making contact with both the component lead and the PC board pad. Touch the solder to the connection and melt enough solder to cover the entire connection. Then remove the solder and the soldering iron. Note that we use the soldering iron to heat the connection, and we use the heat of the connection to melt the solder. Never let the solder contact the hot tip directly. After each use, be sure to clean the tip of the soldering iron with the wet sponge. Inspect the connection after it cools. Make sure that the connection is smooth and shiny, and that the solder covers the connection completely. Trim the leads to complete.